website, the BBC News website.
Yeah, that's Carol's forecast, but of course some communities preparing for the worst this morning, others still recovering from the downpours we had last month.
Yes, Hebden Bridge in West Yorkshire was badly affected by the rains in June, and the clearing up is still underway. Our reporter Charlotte Neeming is there for us this morning. Very good morning.
Thank you. Nice to hear about that community spirit there. Other communities preparing for the worst today.
Yes, lots of you, some parts already got the rain, other parts obviously not yet, but you are already sending in some of the flooding pictures this morning. Thank you.
Pictures coming. With all this rain, you might be thinking about just packing it all in and heading somewhere sunny like Spain for the summer holidays. According to the Travel Association ABTA, Spain is still the most popular overseas destination for British holidaymakers.
But if you are planning to go, you may face a few problems. Travellers with Ryanair could be stung by extra departure tax charges. And if you're going to the Balearic Islands, there's a strike by coach drivers to contend with. Oh, there's lots going on. Travel writer Simon.
The different places charging different amounts. It's hard to budget, isn't it, without actually booking a ticket?
For almost everywhere that most Brits will be going to this summer, it's about to...
A coach driver strike, is that right?
Yes, sir.
See you soon.
We're getting lots of emails from you about the weather this morning. People saying that it's pouring down in various parts of Britain. Also, pictures that we'll show you a bit later of proms and outlandish outfits and ingenious ways of getting to proms.
Send some more. We're really enjoying looking at them. Coming up, the BBC.
But here on BBC Breakfast...
Oh, looking forward to that. Right now, let's catch up with the news, the travel and the weather, where you all will have the headlines in just a couple of minutes. Good morning to you. This is Breakfast with John Kay and Louise Minchin.
Our main story this morning, more than 80 flood alerts are in place in England and Wales, with a month's rain predicted to fall today in some places. Here, Pete Fox from the Environment Agency told us a bit earlier how people can prepare for the floods.
And we will have the weather here with Carol in about 15 minutes' time or so.
Plans to speed up the time it takes to place children with potential adopters in England will be announced today by the Prime Minister. It means...
Be brewing between the parties in the coalition over plans to change the boundaries of MPs' constituencies.
The Church of England's ruling synod meets in York today, and it could see an end to hundreds of years of tradition and allow women to become bishops. The proposal...
Private investigators in England and Wales should be regulated to tackle the growing black market in personal information. That's according to a committee of MPs. The Home Affairs...
After more than half a century, Girl Guides in Australia are going to drop their vow of allegiance to the Queen.
You might well remember on yesterday's programme we took you to the top of the Shard in London. It's Europe's tallest building and it was officially opened yesterday to the public early next year.
And it wasn't raining. Those are this morning's main stories.
Let's have a look at what's coming up later in the programme. So talk about a certain tennis match which is on later. Mike can tell us all about it. Very good morning. Oh, and it's raining.
Good morning, just thinking about... Yeah, it is raining.
It would be great, wouldn't it? So it's raining already. The roof presumably will be on this afternoon then. Hey, Mike, well, fingers crossed for tomorrow, today and tomorrow. See you then.
Weather fingers, Andy Murray fingers. I think
exactly.
we need both of them. Mike was talking there about the future of football and goal line technology. Let's look now at the history of football, because the National Football Museum for England opens its doors to the public for the first time today.
Some of the world's most famous football memorabilia has been moved to Manchester from its former home in Preston. Exhibits include Diego Maradona's shirt and the ball from the 1966 World Cup final.
But despite all those exhibits, it's actually the interactive penalty shootout, not surprisingly, that's proving to be the most popular, as John Maguire has been finding out. We're talking about the effect of the rain on all sorts of events. Of course, now we're also talking this morning about how you end school life. In the old days, it was just putting your name and signing a shirt.
I think I just left.
Just left, and that was it. These days, it's not just a disco in the school hall. That's long gone. Yeah,
now students are increasingly opting for the American-style prom, and for many that means sparing no expense on the dress and the transport to the party, as well as our reporter Jenny Hill has been investigating the appeal of the high school prom. I've been amazed by how many people have been in touch this morning with that, about that.
The effort. I wonder whether they go to so much effort for their actual GCSEs before the prom. I don't know. Lots of you sending in some brilliant pictures. Let's have a look at them.
Thank you very much for all of those fantastic pictures. And watching those pictures, as well as our report as well, was a woman who's very familiar with the fashion demands of teenage girls. She is Thelma Medine.
Days what they put into them there. brilliant.
And you, of course, have made, amongst all the dresses you've made, some prom dresses as well. Have you seen a kind of increase in the amount of people putting effort in for their prom?
But also because she's here to talk as well about her own programme that's starting, Thelma's Gypsy Girls it's called, where she takes on 10 girls from the traveller community and trains them up to be dressmakers. Let's have a look at the programme.
To do this, yeah, I thought it'd be, because nobody gives travellers a chance, and this is when you start. So we'd have you start and work, then the next journeys, but this was really difficult.
OK. We've got another clip of the programme which shows what life is like for the traveller girls. Let's have a little look, Thelma. Thelma, tell me about how much they learned and how much they changed. Did a lot of them change over the time that you worked with them?
They did.
It's so rubbish.
Thelma, thank you very much for coming to see us and good luck with the programme. Thelma's Gypsy Girls starts on Channel 4 this Sunday at 9 o'clock. Sorry about the noise. It was a chair.
It's one of your workers on the machine. Yeah, it's a good movie moment. We're going to be speaking... I'm no Brad Pitt.
You said that. I did not say that.
You did say it earlier.
I did not say that. It just made me laugh when you said you might be Brad Pitt. That was all.
Why?
Moving on.
Mark Ullman's going to be here in a few moments' time. But first, let's have another look at what's happening where you are this morning. See you in a second. Mark Ullman first found fame as one half of the 80s pop duo Soft Cell, when, of course, their version of Tainted Love became a worldwide hit. And he went on to enjoy further success as a solo artist, selling another 30 million records.
Fast forward a few years and Mark is about to tour the UK and celebrate, I don't know if I dare say this...
Wasn't going to be in the sequence.
Oh,
then.
no, I'm sure it will be there. But I'm absolutely sure.
Are you glad it's there? Because I read somewhere that you got fed up with it.
No, I don't get fed up with it,
Funny, you seeing it and, us seeing it as well, because, music can take people right back to very important parts of their life, and I guess it's odd being an artist and realising that, is it?
It is one...
You're letting out in the show. I mean, is that something you'd like to record again and release again?
I kind of wouldn't mind. I've thought many times about doing an album of Northern Soul songs, because of course I've had a... Well, I've written sort of books of lyrics, I call them, more than sort of poets. I wouldn't call myself a poet, but...
That's what we do from time to time.
That would be the bizarrest coupling of the century, I think. It would.
I mean, he said himself, he just wants to keep...
your older fans, and then...
Very mixed, I find, these days. I find a lot of bands.
How many people have covered all of your songs? They've been covered all over the years, haven't they?
Well, the tour starts on September the 18th, goes all over the UK, and you can catch him before that, as he was saying, with Jewel Holland's tour as well.
That's all from us from today. We're back tomorrow when we'll be going backstage with the members of the rock band Kiss. We'll keep you up to date with the weather as well.
And we'll be celebrating Andy Murray's journey to the finals at Wimbledon. Fingers crossed. See you at 6 tomorrow.
Bye-bye.